Hi, I am Eduardo Rote and this is from Caracas. When you say Venezuela, you always think Chavez, the revolution, the class war, conflicts, social and political conflicts. But how it is like the tourism in Venezuela? Let's find out. We're going to visit my old friend Andres Izarra, who is the Minister of Tourism in this country. Follow me. Well, here I am with my old good friend Andres Izarra. I met him many years ago when he was finishing philosophy in the university and starting his journalist career, and we were fishing sharks in the Caribbean in these times. It has been a long, long way. Andres has been working in CNN, NBC, and as a press attaché in the Venezuelan embassy in Washington. He has been one of the youngest ministers of Chavez, 3 times, I think, Minister of Information. And now he's running the Ministry of Tourism for trying to make Venezuela a tourism target for the world. Hard thing because we have not a long tradition on that. Andres, now you have this task, almost impossible mission of making Venezuela a tourist country. Not because it has nothing to offer. Venezuela has the longest, one of the longest rivers in America, the Orinoco, the highest waterfall. We have the biggest coral atoll in the Atlantic, and many other things, jungles, deserts, whatever. But it had never been a tourist target for the industry. What is new now?
Well, certainly oil has been Venezuela's main economic engine. But one of the challenges that the revolution has, and one of the objectives expressed by President Chavez in El Plan de la Patria, or the nation's plan, is to diversify our economy. We need to get moving more revenue sources, other engines in the economy, and tourism has been identified or recognized as one of the main revenue systems that we can get in motion for to diversify our development. As you were saying, Venezuela is not known, well, it's known as a destination with lots of possibilities of potential overseas, although our promotion of that destination hasn't been that aggressive, basically due because of our efforts center in oil. We have the longest or the biggest oil reserve in the world. But now, due to the need to diversify, we've been going back to tourism, investing in tourism to develop the destinations, the multiple destinations within Venezuela, and the enormous possibilities to produce revenue that tourism has. Our internal tourism, nonetheless, has been very strong, has been growing consistently during the last 5 to 6 years. Also, our inbound tourism, especially from northern Brazil and from Colombia, also from Argentina. The tourism maybe from North America, Canada, and Europe has declined in the last months, especially this year, due to the media war that Venezuela is facing because of its its political system, because the choices we've made to be independent, to be sovereign, to have a policy independent of the United States, independent of imperialism. So the propaganda machine has been very keen against us. It's been very, very constant and with no pause in portraying our society, our country as a rogue state, as a no viable society, as a country out of the international community, when is the contrary. Venezuela has never been so within the international community, has never had so many friends, has never belonged to so many associations, different countries association, and has had a leading part in the reborn of South America and in the reborn of the republics by independent means.
But this bad image of Venezuela it happens to Cuba also. Cuba has been attacked and Cuba has been boycotted around for many, many years. Nevertheless, Cuba is a very important tourist destination.
Sure.
They overcome all these limitations. Are we following the same example?
Yes, sure. That's the strategy that the Cubans follow. The way they've been developing their tourism is something we look into. We don't have the same situation as Cuba has. We're not a country that is blocked. Our interconnection is not only by air or sea. We also have different neighbors with other, very powerful where we can get tourism from. So we have an advantage point in that sense for the Cubans. Nonetheless, we are new in tourism industry, in developing the mechanisms, the strategies, and putting in place the plan, which we already have to make tourism one of the development engines of our country.
What are the figures of tourism in Venezuela in relation to the whole product of the country?
In terms of inbound tourism, we get around 1.2 million visitors a year. This year, we expect to have the same as last year. We've been badly impacted by the Guarimba, or the violent protest that the opposition has pushed forward in Venezuela during this year. It has hurt our images, it has hurt also our consideration, our recommendation. The economy as a whole has been hurting, but especially the tourism industry has hurt due to this violent protest all over the country.
What is the percent of the economy that tourism has in Venezuela? What percent?
3%.
3%
of our national economy is due to tourism. That's between internal tourism and inbound tourism.
3% around.
3%, yes. We need to triple. That's our objective in our sector plan, our national tourism plan, is to triple our income due to tourism as part of GDP to meet 9%, which is the medium that tourism produces for the world. GDP is 9%, so we need to triple our economic activity.
And in this development of the tourism industry in Venezuela will occupy private sector, or will just be a bureaucratic growing?
No, mainly the private sector. This is an industry it's completely dominated. The private sector is its main actor, its main participant, its main developer. We are incorporating the communities, the organized communities, to also open opportunities for them within the tourism industry. We're trying to make everything easier and educate, train, and support all community initiatives within tourism. There's a lot of possibilities for organized communities in terms of building, hotels or small hotels, developing tourism routes, hikes, restaurants, and all that comes within the industry that we believe the organized community, the enterprise directly organized by the communities can be successful in tourism.
You know, one of the attractives was Venezuela has the longest and highest
waterfall in the world. The cable car.
The cable car in the world.
Yes.
In Merida,
Yes.
and it's not working today. What happened? We were waiting it to start this year.
Yes, we were going to start this year, but again, the violent protests that happened during the first quarter of this year made it impossible. Some of the technicians that we have from the company, the Austrian company that's building a cable car, had to go back to their countries due to the violence in Merida. Also, we had a helicopter that was bringing materials up to the mountains. Also, had to be retired from the country because of the concerns, the insurance.
Yeah.
It had no insurance for the helicopter in case of public
disturbance.
Yeah, riots or whatever. So that forced us to push back our inauguration. We were going to start in July this year. We pushed it back for December. That's we still hope to open the longest and tallest cable car in the world in Merida.
The tourism industry is going to be run as a mixed industry, or just a private concessions. How are you going to run it?
No, it's a mix. You know, we have different kind of economic agents working within the industry. The private, the state also will have an important part of development and participation within the industry. And now we're trying to bring even more the organized community within the whole tourism system.
It's a pity we don't have any more. The Canadians were very strong part of the Venezuelan tourism, especially Margarita Island at one time. And it's a pity we don't have the United States, the North American people coming here.
Well, we do, not as much as we had in the past, but sure, those are two markets that we need to recover. Yeah. But they're being filled by the Brazilians, especially from northern Brazil. The beaches of Manaus, which is an industrial enclave in the middle of the Amazon, northern Brazil, the beaches of Manaus is Caracas. Caracas is not, it's Sucre, it's Margarita, it's Cumaná, you know.
That's the beach they use.
It's our northern coast,
Brazil,
eastern part of the country. So the same with the Argentines are coming to Venezuela in growing numbers. But yeah, we need to work more with the Canadian and American industries in the U.S. so we can recover our old flows.
It remembers me, this building where Ministry of Tourism works used to be the American Embassy.
The old American, this used to be the old
American Embassy.
Ambassador's office.
This one? Yes.
This one here, yes.
I remember in the 60s the guerrilla put a bomb here and blow half of the building. Well, anyway, what about the Chinese? Chinese were very important.
Yes, the Chinese, we're luring them into investing in tourism in Venezuela. They're very interested. We have some projects, very interesting projects, especially in the hotel industry. The problem with bringing in the Chinese tourists is still the connection, the aerial connection. It's far away. The flight to bringing in, yes, it's
direct
flight. We have to really make it worth it. We have no direct flight. We have to work more in developing airlines that are interested in coming and bringing tourism to Venezuela.
Because I know they are the main source of tourism.
They're the first. The most. There are over 100 million Chinese are flying overseas nowadays.
100.
So it's the first country to fly tourism out of the country.
100 million Chinese go out of the country?
100 million, yes.
Wow.
Go out every year.
If we can get it, some part of it will be good for the industry, yes. And there's one question. There's very expensive to go to Los Roques, for instance, or Canaima. Do you have any kind of plans for social tourism in the country? Are you developing this too?
Yes, we have social tourism going to Los Roques, especially into Lorchila. We have a program with the Social Security Institute to bring retired people that are registered within their programs to those destinations, not just La Orchila and Los Roques, but also other destinations within the country. Although these are very, because they're very remote, and they're very sensible in terms of nature, in terms of how fragile the ecology in those destinations are. There's always a premium that people pay in these destinations in order to get access to them.
They cannot be mass tourism.
They cannot be mass tourism because it will have a very high and negative impact on the ecology.
There are plans for the mass tourism inside the country?
Within Margarita is still our main destination. We are building new destinies that we think are interesting, like from Boca de Uchire to Puerto La Cruz. There's 30-mile long virgin beach that we could develop. Remember that Venezuela has the longest coast of the Caribbean basin, so along that coast we have many opportunities for the main tourism product, which is
beaches.
The beaches, yes, sun and beaches.
Yeah, okay. And how long have you been as a minister here?
A year and a half, almost.
It's different to being being a minister of information.
Yes, very different.
You are not in the polemics.
The heat,
and the controversy, the heat of the news.
It's another pace, certainly.
Yes.
It's slower.
But you don't lack problems anyway.
No, it doesn't lack problems. Okay. It's also a sector that is crossed by many other issues, many other ministries as well, not just the ecology, the financial, the interconnectivity. So you deal with many different things, but it is
how you deal with the ecological problem, how you deal with the green world, because all these developments in the beaches, and always you have the penalty because of your getting into the nature and touching it.
No, we are, on the contrary, we're trying to reorganize many places that are developed. For example, Playa El Agua in Margarita, which you have several businesses and activities within our limits of the shore. We're rearranging all those businesses so they can, with a new organization, keep on operating, but within the boundaries of the law and the respect for the ecology. So, we're very oriented towards ecotourism and to
reduce impact. Yeah.
To reduce impact in the new developments and to reorganize the established developments so we can protect our nature, which is our main tourism asset.
Yes. We have seen that the motto, the slogan for these campaigns you are doing is Chévere, Venezuela is chévere. But it's a Caribbean word. But for the Europeans and North Americans and Asians all around the world, you still don't have a campaign directed to them?
Not yet, we will.
Not yet.
We're in the process of launching a new campaign.
Yes.
We've focused this year especially in our internal tourism. That's the Chévere campaign. It's an internal tourism campaign that we developed basically within the country, but we are working on, we are very near to launch our international campaign to reposition our country within the markets abroad. But it's not just the publicity campaign, but we also need to put together a whole marketing initiative that can put Venezuela back within the international tourism markets.
I have a question that is not about tourism. It's about your work as a minister, and I cannot avoid it. You have been 3 times, I think, minister of Chavez, and now you are a minister of Maduro. There's a difference on style. What is the difference? Everybody wonders about this. What is the difference of working with Comandante Chavez and now with Maduro?
Well, I know President Maduro much, let's say, much closer. We're friends. We've worked together before this for 6 years when he was foreign minister, even before that. So I have a very different knowledge and very different approach in our personal relation.
Okay.
We are good friends. We're close.
He seems to be a calm man.
He's a calm man, very patient.
Very patient, yes.
Very patient, and it's we have a strong camaraderie between us.
Okay.
Good friends. President Chavez is, he was the commander. He was
The flame.
very imposing and
pushing.
and a very strong boss to have and difficult to deal with, although at the same time with this very big heart, very
Human, yeah.
very human. He's very sensitive human
Chavez was a
being.
big flame, and Maduro seems like a slow fire.
He's yes.
Burns us anyway. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that might be a way to put it, but yes, it's different styles. That's not to say that President Maduro is not a demanding boss or someone that it's looking for things to get done in a proper way and with a lot of compromise, a lot of commitment to the work that he's doing.
Yeah.
But certainly it's different style. And personally, as you were asking me, I have with Nicolas, it's a thing with more
Friendly. Yeah.
friendly. Yeah, we've been friends before this.
Yeah.
We were together in several fights that we had to political fights. I mean, that we had to advance as a team. So it's a relationship that comes with someone that has been you've been partnered with in the past.
Well, Andres, I thank you very much. Really, thank you very much for the interview, and all of you. Venezuela is a destination for tourism. Think it over very well, because it's a huge opportunity for changing your life coming to Venezuela. And this is Eduardo from Caracas for Telesur.